In summary, the Infinity business model envisions a vast, interconnected suite of digital applications, each with multiple revenue streams, subscriptions, sales, commissions, advertising, affiliate programs, and more. The apps are designed to serve both as standalone products and as part of a holistic, scalable ecosystem for education, business, entertainment, and personal growth. If you want a detailed breakdown of a specific app's features or a sample business plan for one of these apps, just let me know.
Infinity Table of Content, jansinfinity.com. Table of Content, the Book of Life. Infinity, the first 1,000-page book. Number 1, questions. Number 2, intro plus story. Number 3, background. Number 4, Jan's theory. Number 5, second prologue. Number 6, a few things to understand. Number 7, the love of nature. Number 8, solutions. Number 9, the egoistic reality of our world. Number 10, the universe. Number 11, the genetic code. Number 12, the soul. 13, the ego. 14, about ISWL. 15, the illusion of free choice. 16, the world's problems and solutions. 17, about reality perception in a nutshell. 18, heaven. 19, the invisible system. 20, my multimedia sports arts. 21, the new freestyle sports Olympics. 22, my multimedia ideas, games, and movies. 23, the Infinity series. 24, good words. 25, 20 world humanity problems. 26, multimedia new. 27, I invented a martial art. 28, Adam. 29, Bible 1. 30, Bible 2. 31, Bible 3. 32, Bible 4. 33, Bible 5. 34, Bible 6. 35, John 1:14. 36, First Adam's soul. 37, the meaning of life. 38, 20 multimedia projects. 39, games and movies. 40, games and movies 1. 41, Infinity Gaming and Movies 101. 41, movies. 42, movies 2. 43, sports movies and games. 44, sports movies, games. 45, games 1. 46, games 1. 47, games 2. 48, games 3. 49, chase tag game. 50, book 1, pages 112 to 130 about the games. 51, games 3 in detail. 52, in-game 3. 53, building future in games. 54, book 14 games. 55, future of AI games. 56, computer future. 57, all 4 game worlds. 58, 20 questions. 59, questions 1, 2, 3. 60, 40 businesses, 40 business. 61, 40 businesses. 41, business list, business 1, until 28. Businesses 1 until 13. Businesses 13 until 29. Businesses 30 until 41. 4 buildings, business model structure. 6 subjects, connections. 20 business projects, about the business. Business, Book 1. Book 1, Business. Business 101. Financial Theory Explained. Infinity Applications 33. MP3, MP4, MP5 Business. Real Estate, Tourism, Website. Why My Material is Great. Why My Material is Great 1. Great General Business Overview. On a personal note, second stage of business. Scaling the business. Business New. Jan's financial website. Digital marketing agency. Forex 1, 2, 3, 4. Forex 1 in English. Forex 3 in Hebrew. Advanced Forex information. Advanced Forex. Forex 3 stages. And now we add on to this Forex hedging, back cover, chatbot game integration, donate to us, donate sponsor, invest, contribute. Another addition is in the 4th game, which is new. Questions 1. How many subjects are there in the book, in the table of contents? What are the subjects in the table of contents? List them one by one. How many subjects we have in the first book? What are the subjects? List them one by one. What are the benefits of the first book? What are the benefits of our sports? What are the benefits of our businesses? What are the benefits of our games? What are the benefits of our multimedia? How many world problems does the first book present? List them one by one. How do we solve the world's problems? How do we solve every one of the problems? How many sport types do we have? List them one by one. What are the benefits of parkour and acrobatics? What are the benefits of martial arts? What are the benefits of fitness? What are the benefits of the ball game? How many multimedia projects do we have? List them one by one. How many games we have? What are the names of the games? List them one by one. What do we do in the infinity, the real-world game? What do we do in the infinity, street-style sports game? What do we do in the infinity, the supernatural war game? What do we do in infinity, superpowers online game? What are the differences between every one of the 4 games? What is the only superpower the second game has? What are the superpowers acquired in the 3rd game? Questions 2. Questions 2. What are the benefits of a questionnaire? What are the benefits of the questions and answers Q&A method? What are the benefits of written tests? How many layers of multimedia do we have? How many forms of multimedia are out there? What are the dangers of other martial arts? How many businesses do we have? What are the stages to become a teacher? What are the stages to become a professional at our sport? What are the stages to become a professional at our business? How can you apply to work with our company? How can you invest with us financially? How do we use social media? How many applications do we initially have? What will be on our website? How do we advertise? What are our insurance methods? What does an independent distributor do? What is the MLM method? How many methods you know there are to gain money from our company? What do we do in martial arts? What do we do in fitness? What do we do in parkour? What do we do in the ball game? How many martial arts types do we teach? Why do we combine acrobatics with parkour? Why do we need a parkour park indoor and outdoor? Why do we need an indoor acrobatics gym? How do we enlarge our client base? What methods of fitness do we combine and why? Why do we combine those 4 types of sports? What do you need to become a multimedia star in our projects? What do you need to become rich and famous with our projects? What is our business model structure? How do we duplicate the success of our first business model structure? What is the difference between our education centers and our study groups? How do we use them and why? Questions 3. Questions 3. What are the dangers of drugs, alcohol, tobacco, and each one of them specifically? How do we help people rehabilitate from drugs, alcohol, tobacco? Why do people need our educational material? How is our educational material going to be spread worldwide? What levels of education do we have, and what are the differences between them? How does our material save lives? How many potential clients do we have? What is the second generation going to do? How it will be easier for the second generation? How do we teach our children the material? How do we use professionals from different fields to work with us? How do we help people invest in our business project? How many subscription fees, payments do we collect from the public to our company? How do we start the business from a local small area and enlarge it with time? How will we have the money to complete all our business projects? How do we help people become rich? How many investment opportunities do we have? Write a detailed explanation about how would you succeed in our business. What is a multimedia package? How many individual books are there from the first book? Why, where, and how do we send people on tourism? How do we help people overcome drugs, alcohol, tobacco, addictions? Why does humanity have problems? How do we initiate our financial investments? Go one by one. What are the stages of releasing the games? How do we go from one multimedia project to the next? How many methods of broadcasting do we have? How do we broadcast? On the internet, television, radio? How do we use podcasts? How do we use each one of the first 5 initial applications? Summary of Game 1. Core concept. Players work and gain experience across 50 distinct businesses in City 1, then use earned capital and experience to build those 50 businesses under their own company in City 2, with the final mission to construct a full-scale business model complex. Quoted from the document, the final mission is to build a successful business model structure complex. Source: Game1.docx. Quoted from the document, the game has 2 cities. Source: Game1.docx. Key gameplay systems: 2-stage progression. City 1 is the training/earn phase where businesses already exist. City 2 is the ownership/expansion phase where the player builds and runs businesses. Experience and leveling. Working at each business grants experience. Higher experience increases daily earnings and unlocks automation. Economy and investment. Each business has a build cost and profit potential. Players choose build order based on available capital and ROI. Story mode versus free play. Story mode is the fastest way to earn initial capital. After completion, players may freely choose which businesses to work at. Automation and passive income. Some businesses become automated after sufficient experience and continue to generate income without active play. Time controls. Players can fast-forward gameplay time, minutes, hours, or full days, to collect earnings for chosen work sessions. Map and navigation. In-game map, taxi, and GPS systems let players travel between business locations. Realism and learning goal. The game is designed to teach players how businesses operate, how to generate capital, and how to scale a company. Suggested improvements and design clarifications. 1. Player onboarding and pacing. Add a short tutorial that introduces one representative business type, the experience system, and fast-forward mechanics to reduce early friction. Use milestone rewards, stars, small capital bonuses, for completing groups of 5 to 10 businesses to keep momentum. 2. Business variety and balance. Define 5 business tiers: micro, small, medium, large, flagship, with sample costs and profit multipliers to make progression predictable. Ensure at least 2 distinct playstyles: high cost/high return versus low cost/high frequency. 3. Experience and automation mechanics. Make automation a visible, tiered unlock. For example, after XP thresholds, partially automated to fully automated to franchise mode. Tie automation to staffing and upgrades so players still make strategic choices after automation. 4. UI and player decisions. Show cost, estimated ROI, time to payback, and automation threshold on each business info card. Provide a simple planner that suggests next best builds based on current capital and target ROI. 5. Replayability and cross-game continuity. Preserve player statistics and company progress for transfer into later games or other game worlds, as the document suggests uploading stats across titles. Deliverables I can produce next. I inferred these would be useful. Detailed template for each of the 50 businesses, 1-page design per business, description, costs, XP curve, profit curve, automation thresholds, upgrade paths, UI mock text. Sample balancing spreadsheet, cost versus profit versus XP, for the first 10 businesses to validate pacing and time to payback. Player progression flowchart showing story mode milestones, free play loops, and endgame build sequence for City 2. Short tutorial script and UI wireframe text for onboarding players to the first business and fast-forward mechanic. Example business template, sample for one business. Business name, Corner Cafe. Role, low-cost, steady income starter business. Build cost, 1,000 game coins. Daily profit range, 20 to 60 coins, scales with XP. XP per work session, 5 to 15 XP. Automation threshold, 200 XP, partially automated, 500 XP, fully automated. Upgrades, better equipment plus 20% profit, marketing plus 10% customer flow, franchise plus passive income multiplier. Player activities, serve customers, minigame, manage staff, set prices, fast forward to collect earnings. If you'd like, I will generate the full one-page design for the first 10 businesses now and a balancing table for their costs and profit curves so you can see pacing and time to payback. I can also produce the tutorial script and the UI text for onboarding. Confirmation and scope. You ask for a financial plan, profit division, and investor pitch based on the business concepts in Infinity, the Book of Life by Jan Dansky. Here's a structured summary and actionable plan directly grounded in the book's content and vision. 1. Business model overview. Infinity, the Book of Life, proposes a multi-layered business empire built around multimedia content, books, audio, video, CGI, games, series, documentaries. Education centers, teaching the ISWL method, information, sport, work, love. Sports complexes, innovative sports, fitness, martial arts, parkour. Real estate, complexes combining education, sports, business, and living. Digital platforms, apps, websites, online courses, social media. Financial products, stock, cryptocurrency, forex, investment opportunities, product sales, supplements, sports gear, tech, etc. Franchise and licensing, duplicating the model globally. The vision is to create a self-replicating, scalable ecosystem where each business unit supports and feeds into the others, generating exponential growth and social impact. 2. Profit division and investor returns. A. Revenue streams. Direct sales, books, multimedia packages, games, courses, merchandise. Subscription fees, apps, education centers, clubs, online platforms. Sponsorships and advertising, media, sports events, digital content. Franchise/licensing, replicating the model in new regions. Real estate, rent, sales, hospitality, tourism. Financial products, stock, crypto, investment returns. Donations and philanthropy for social impact projects. B. Profit division model. The book suggests a multi-level MLM-inspired structure. Founders/early investors receive a significant share of initial profits and equity. Active partners/teachers earn from direct sales, teaching, and group leadership. Independent distributors, commission-based earnings from sales and recruitment. Employees, salaries plus performance bonuses. Reinvestment, a fixed percentage, for example, 20 to 30%, of profits is reinvested into new projects, R&D, and scaling. Example split for illustration. 40% reinvestment in business growth, 20% founders/early investors, dividends, equity appreciation, 20% active partners, teachers, and distributors, commissions, bonuses, 10% employees, bonuses, profit sharing. 10%, philanthropy, scholarships, social impact funds. Note, actual percentages should be tailored to legal, tax, and operational realities. 3. Investor pitch. Why invest? A. Unique value proposition. Holistic, scalable model. Combines education, health, business, and technology. Proven demand addresses global needs, education, jobs, health, personal growth. Multiple revenue streams, diversifies risk and maximizes profit potential. Social impact, solves real-world problems, poverty, unemployment, health, education. Brand and IP, strong original content with global franchise potential. B. Financial upside. Trillion-dollar vision. The book explicitly targets a $1 trillion plus market cap through global scaling. 1. Early investor advantage. Equity, dividends, and first-mover benefits. Recurring revenue, subscriptions, memberships, licensing. Asset growth, real estate, intellectual property, digital platforms. C. Social and ethical appeal. Philanthropy, 10% plus of profits earmarked for scholarships, grants, and social projects. Sustainable development, eco-friendly, pro-nature, pro-life business practices. Community empowerment, education and job creation at every stage. 4. Financial plan, stages and milestones. Stage 1, seed and launch. Raise initial capital from investors, sponsors, donations. Publish and market the first multimedia package. Build the first education/sports/business complex. Develop core digital platforms, website, apps, online courses. Stage 2, growth and replication. Expand to new cities/countries, franchise, licensing, direct investment. Launch additional multimedia projects, games, series, documentaries. Scale up real estate and hospitality ventures. List company on stock/crypto exchanges. Stage 3, global scaling. Duplicate the model worldwide. Develop proprietary financial products, crypto, forex, investment funds. Integrate AI, VR, and advanced tech into education and entertainment. Continuous reinvestment and innovation. 5. Investor convincing points, pitch deck highlights. Vision. Infinity is not just a business, it's a movement to transform society, education, and personal growth. Market. Addresses trillion-dollar markets, education, wellness, real estate, digital media, finance. Team. Led by visionary founder Jan Dansky, with a growing network of experts and partners. Project phases and workstream. 4. Project phases and workstreams. 4.1. Concept development. Finalize creative vision, themes, and universe logic. Consolidate documents such as expanded_multimedia_projects into a unified vision. Define product pillars, movies, games, training systems, competitions. 1. 4.2. Narrative and world building. Establish world rules, progression systems, and power scaling as described in Combined AI Book 1.docx. Develop character arcs, factions, environments, and technological frameworks. 2. 4.3. Technical planning. Define required technology stack, game engine, film production tools, AI systems. Determine virtual economy design and online infrastructure. Plan for cross-platform integration of story, gameplay, and media. 4.4. Production setup. Build production teams, creative, gameplay design, film, VFX, writing, training specialists. Draft initial schedules and sprint cycles. Prepare prototype assets for both cinematic and interactive products. 5. Deliverables. High-level Universe Bible. Detailed character and progression systems. Game design document expanding on combined AI Book 1.docx. Film concept treatments and mood boards. Technical architecture and pipeline diagrams. Risk and mitigation plan. 6. Timeline, example. Phase 1, months 1 to 3, universe definition, story Bible, concept art. Phase 2, months 4 to 6, prototyping, gameplay plus cinematic pre-visualization. Phase 3, months 7 to 12, production kickoff for first game plus film. Phase 4, year 2, cross-media integration, marketing foundation, pilot releases. 7. Roles and responsibilities. Executive creative lead, oversees universe vision. Game director, responsible for gameplay systems and player progression. Film director, cinematic storytelling, performance direction. Art director, visual identity across media. Technical lead, cross-platform engine plus infrastructure. Production manager, timelines, resources, coordination. 8. Risk assessment, creative risks. Complexity of interconnected universe. Scope creep due to multiple media formats. Technical risks. High concurrency load for online systems. Integration challenges between game and film pipelines. Operational risks. Large team coordination. Long-term financial commitment. 9. Success metrics. Story/world consistency rating. Prototype gameplay engagement. Visual production quality benchmarks. Community growth and early adoption metrics. Cross-media retention rates. If you'd like, I can continue by building any of the following: a detailed Gantt-style timeline, a budget plan, a studio team structure, a production pipeline diagram, check. A risk mitigation matrix, check. A version tailored specifically to one of your files, for example, combined AI Book 1.docx. Which direction would you like to continue next? You asked, how can you reach the most profits and clients with your book and website, yansinfinity.com? Here's a comprehensive, actionable strategy based on the content and vision of Infinity, the Book of Life, and the business model described in your material. 1. Clarify your unique value proposition. Your book and website offer a holistic, multi-dimensional system that combines solutions to global and personal problems, health, finance, education, spirituality. A new educational and business model, ISWL, information, sport, work, love. Multimedia projects, books, games, movies, series, sports, business guides. A vision for personal and planetary transformation. Position your brand as a movement, not just a book, but a platform for self-improvement, community, and business opportunity. 2. Build a multi-layered product ecosystem. A. Core products. The book, available as ebook, print, and audiobook in multiple languages. Multimedia packages, audio, video, picture books, animation, CGI, combined versions. Online courses and webinars, based on book content, ISWL, business, sports, philosophy, science. Games and apps, educational games, business simulators, sports games, and a dedicated app for community and learning. B. Membership and subscription. Infinity Club, paid membership for exclusive content, webinars, Q&A, discounts, and networking. Study groups, local and online, with certified teachers and group leaders. C. Business opportunities. Independent distributors, MLM-style sales of books, multimedia, and memberships. Certified teachers/coaches, Train the trainer programs for ISWL, sports, business, and personal development. Franchise model. License your education centers, sports clubs, and business groups worldwide. 3. Leverage digital marketing and social media. A. Content marketing. YouTube channel. Share lectures, sports demonstrations, business tips, and Q&A. Podcast. Interviews, book readings, discussions on world problems and solutions. Blog/newsletter. Regular articles on ISWL, business, science, spirituality, and success stories. B. Social media presence. B. Social media presence. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Short videos, testimonials, motivational content, event promotion. LinkedIn. Business networking, professional articles, partnership outreach. C. SEO and website optimization. Optimize jansinfinity.com for keywords related to self-help, business, spirituality, sports, and education. Offer free resources, for example, sample chapters, mini courses, in exchange for email signups. 4. Create viral, shareable campaigns. Challenges and competitions. ISWL Daily Challenge, sports contests, business idea competitions. Referral programs. Reward users for bringing in new members, buyers, or partners. Ambassador program. Recruit passionate readers and clients to promote your brand. 5. Strategic partnerships and collaborations. Influencers and thought leaders. Collaborate for interviews, endorsements, and co-hosted events. Schools and universities. Offer your book and programs as supplementary curriculum. Corporate wellness programs. Adapt ISWL and business content for employee development. 6. Monetization and scaling. Multiple revenue streams. Book sales, multimedia packages, memberships, courses, events, merchandise, franchise fees, business investments. Crowdfunding and donations. Use platforms like Kickstarter or Patreon for new projects. Encourage donations and sponsorships as described in your material. Stock, crypto, and real estate. As your brand grows, consider launching a stock, cryptocurrency, or real estate investment arm as outlined in your business plan. 7. Global expansion. Translations. Offer your book and content in major world languages. International events. Host seminars, workshops, and sports tournaments in key cities. Localized teams. Train local leaders to adapt and promote your system in their regions. 8. Continuous improvement and community feedback. Surveys and feedback loops. Regularly ask your audience what they want next. Beta testers. Involve your community in testing new products, games, and courses. User-generated content. Encourage members to share their stories, results, and creative projects. 9. Key messages for marketing. This is not just a book. It's a movement to solve humanity's problems and unlock your full potential. Join a global community dedicated to health, wealth, love, and happiness. Turn your passion into profit. Become a certified teacher, coach, or business partner. Invest in yourself, your community, and the future of the planet. 10. Practical next steps. Finalize and publish the book in all formats. Launch the new website with clear calls to action for buying, joining, and partnering. Start a YouTube channel and regular blog/newsletter. Recruit and train your first group of certified teachers and business partners. Run your first online challenge or event to build momentum and collect testimonials. Invest in targeted digital ads to reach your ideal audience. Document and share every success story to build social proof. Summary table. Business model structure. You asked for a staged, detailed plan to reach $1 billion based on the concepts and business structure in Infinity, the Book of Life, by Jan Dansky. 1. Below is a comprehensive, actionable roadmap, directly grounded in the book's content, showing how to scale from the first dollar to a billion-dollar enterprise, with clear stages, mechanisms, and priorities. Infinity Plan to $1 billion, stages and details. Stage 1, Foundation, multimedia package and initial sales objective. Launch the core product, the multimedia package, and establish the first revenue streams. Product, the initial multimedia package includes text, ebooks, audio recordings, video content, and images/artwork. Later versions add animation, CGI, and combined formats. Sales channels, sell via a dedicated website, Amazon, eBay, and direct online sales. Pricing, target price for the first package is $100. The goal is to reach millions of buyers globally. Actions, finalize and edit the multimedia package. Build a professional website with e-commerce capabilities. Set up accounts on major online marketplaces. Launch a digital marketing campaign, social media, SEO, influencers. Collect testimonials and early reviews to build credibility. Milestone, first $1 million in sales, 10,000 buyers at $100 each. Stage 2, expansion, second multimedia package and brand building. Objective, scale up product offerings, increase brand awareness, and diversify revenue. Product, release a second, more advanced multimedia package with animation, CGI, and enhanced content, priced at $200 to $500. Branding, position Infinity as a transformative global brand for personal development, education, and entertainment. Actions, invest in professional animation, video, and CGI production. Launch a global PR campaign, media appearances, interviews, podcasts. Translate content into multiple languages to reach new markets. Build a community around the brand, forums, social media groups, study clubs. Milestone, $10 million in cumulative sales. Stage 3, platformization, games, apps, and education centers. Objective, create scalable platforms and recurring revenue streams. Games, develop 4 flagship games, Real Business World, Street Style Sports, Supernatural War, Infinity Matrix Parallels, for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and eventually a proprietary console, PSY. Apps, launch a suite of applications, news, education, social, audio, dating, tourism, etc., with subscription models, $10 per month per app. Education centers, open physical and virtual education centers teaching the ISWL method, information, sport, work, love, business, and personal development. Actions, partner with game studios and app developers. Launch a crowdfunding campaign for the first game/console. Open the first education center in a major city, for example, USA, Israel. Offer teacher certifications and franchise opportunities for education centers. Milestone, $100 million in revenue from game sales, app subscriptions, education fees. Stage 4, diversification, 40-plus businesses and global scaling. Objective, build a diversified business ecosystem around the Infinity brand. Business portfolio, launch and scale 40-plus businesses including real estate, education/sports centers, hotels, housing, restaurants, clothing lines, supplements, products, financial services, stock, crypto, forex, investment funds, tourism, transportation, arcades, multimedia stores, TV/radio channels, documentary/series/movie production, MLM, multi-level marketing, and independent distributor networks. Actions, Use profits from earlier stages to invest in new ventures. Recruit and train business partners, franchisees, and independent distributors. Offer investment opportunities, stock, crypto, ROI contracts to the community. Document and publicize business growth, reality shows, documentaries. Milestone, $500 million in cumulative revenue with multiple 8-figure businesses. Stage 5, global domination, IPO, currency, and philanthropy. Objective, cement Infinity as a global force, go public, and launch a proprietary currency. IPO, take the company public, selling up to 49% of shares. Cryptocurrency, launch a global digital currency, Globe, for all Infinity transactions. Commodity, position the multimedia package as a tradable commodity like gold or oil. Philanthropy, allocate a portion of profits to global causes, education, nature, poverty, health. Actions, prepare for IPO, audits, legal, investor relations. Launch and promote the Infinity currency. Expand into new continents and languages. Establish a foundation for global impact projects. Milestone, $1 billion plus in company valuation and revenue. Key mechanisms for scaling. Viral growth. Leverage MLM, affiliate programs, and community-driven sales. Recurring revenue, subscriptions for apps, education, and exclusive content. Global reach, translation/localization, international partnerships, and franchising. Brand synergy, cross-promotion between games, multimedia, education, and products. Investment loops, reinvest profits into new ventures, offer ROI to investors, and use stock/crypto for capital raises. Automation, use technology, apps, AI, chatbots to scale customer service, sales, and education. Financial projections, based on books calculations. First multimedia package, $100 times 10 million buyers equals $1 billion. Second package and upgrades, $200 to $500 times 10 million buyers equals $2 billion to $5 billion. Games/apps/sub.
Game ideas. 1. The real world, using Google Earth. Imagine a realistic world in which you can do everything you can do in reality if you were highly trained, but wouldn't dare, and the system responds to you like reality, and that contrast of the virtual imagined world has to be matching to practice parkour, as many cities in the world are also today. The architecture of cities is controlled by God in order to enable parkour, and that is how future cities and games will be purposefully constructed. It will also incorporate martial arts movements, the best of which I saw in Tekken 3 with the most comfortable buttons for the PS, and the character can run around inside a world and change from a parkour game to a martial arts game to a Sims game and alike. And will give you points and rewards for ISWL, actions that you have to fulfill to improve and open new skills in the mastery of the game, so that it will be an educational mind-improving tool for children to learn all about the world from their home, because all of the educational material of the future schools will be input inside the games, so it can be also a homeschool educational system for those that choose it, and we'll have to pass tests, will be given grades, to prove they are actually upgrading their knowledge of all the school-taught subjects at home with their parents and siblings. The result will be the home-taught game school education online system. Pupils will surpass the knowledge of those that learn in the old method in school, because learning through a game is much more interesting, enjoyable, and more easy to learn and deeply understand the material with the visual aid of a screen. The city structure will include financial rewards that they will use for their sim character to continue playing just like they would have to face in the real world when they grow up, to which will prepare them much better than the warnings of their parents saying you must study hard to earn money to live a good life, because as a child you really don't believe, and that, if you don't care, and you are not afraid, because you believe and God's help much more than an adult, and therefore if your same character needs money, and has to go through education, and work physical jobs to earn money to pay for rent, and food, and have a girlfriend, and buy a car, and everything we do in the real world, they will be masters of it in 10 years, much more than we are in 10 years of struggling in the real world. The children of these games will be much smarter, ready for life, and much more helpful than the children of the past, because the more you know, the faster and better your brain thinks, and is able to solve much more difficult problems than the person who hasn't been through the same education as you. Therefore you will see in the game which children at what age are performing what tasks in what fields of occupation that they like the most from all the options in the game, from financial rewards, upgrades and improvements to the life of their character, and plain simple interest in any science or art or occupation in the real world, by their own natural choices in the game, in which they are not restricted in time travel distances, lack of means, and other things that make it difficult for us in the real world to choose to do anything we want from an early age if we were given all the choices right in front of us like they will have in the game. Therefore the children that will grow up with the game, either as home school, either when coming back from the usual school to play the game at home, you will see which children are becoming exceptionally smart and talented, and their parents will be able to navigate them as in the game sold through adult life, to the best education, work, positions, professions, and careers. If any level of knowledge will be available in the game, you will see some young people becoming professors before adulthood, and anybody will learn much better and much faster all the subjects in school, and everything they need for adult life because the game will replicate real life, maybe even a real cities. The adults that will be the teachers inside the game, will have to come together and come up with the best educational explanations in audio while using computer graphics and the real-world imaging. Every few years the information and teaching methods will be upgraded and changed, relatively to the most updated ones, showing the best results as clearly as possible. So that the industry of this realistic game will be a giant project giving jobs for many people from all walks of life, and will become very acceptable, useful, and likable for all, both enjoyable and educational, because there will also be the current law system, real-life abilities, damage, results, consequences of crime, yet also an ability to repent and start again from your last checkpoint before the undesirable result, to make a child understand, he would not want to repeat this mistake in real life. For example, he could find the knife, join a gang, steal, hurt people, end up in jail, the restricted for some time in the game, and not being able to be accepted to higher education and highly paid jobs, just like in real life, without having to go through the process, and learning not to from the game. Any mistake you can make in real life, you can make in the game and suffer the same consequences. By doing so being restricted in the game just like you would in real life, so that when a person goes outside to the real world and faces a similar situation they would already know what action A or action B will cause and which one to choose to gain desirable results and not make stupid mistakes, which was prevented from the humans of the past to know in advance, and we had to learn from trial and error, that cost us many years and many pains, losses, fights, needless struggles, and maybe even irreversible life choices, that we wouldn't have made, if we had learned their results in game mode, not real life. Like going to war, fighting with your girlfriend, crime, falling from high places, driving too fast in a vehicle, not earning enough money, crossing the road carelessly, annoying the neighborhood dog, not passing your grades, and alike. All of which are punishable in real life and in the game. Therefore when even in the game it costs you your abilities, time you have to waste to do actions you wouldn't have to do if you didn't make a mistake, and only after some time you will be given the opportunity inside the game to go back to your last checkpoint before you made the mistake that cost you all the undesirable time you spent inside the game and punishment as a child. You will understand the rules of reality much better. It will save us a lot of suffering. Some children grow up in a house with no education, single parent at work all day, or else. Some children are so hyperactive in their own world they don't care what their parents and teachers tell them. The information doesn't sink in. But the game enables them to experience life as an adult, and they've learned from it much better and faster than from trial and error in real life. It will also show which children are naturally the smartest because they will reach the highest levels of human evolution much faster than the rest in the game, because they will naturally make less mistakes, and waste less time correcting them, and will choose more efficient ways to succeed in the world, so they will have more health, free time, money, connections, professional success, and everything just like in real life, and will know how to do the same in it, not only again and again, but Also, if they study a certain subject or profession on a much faster pace than their classmates their own age, they don't have to go through the same years in real school, rather just pass the exams of that same grade of education in the real world, and continue from there. They can have their entire education homeschooled inside the game with parental and social worker supervision, until adulthood and maturity. They will also be able to communicate with their neighborhood friends in real life, from the game, talk about any subject in the world for as many hours that they want, and therefore smart friends near or far will be able to communicate together through the game, thus becoming much smarter faster together, sharing knowledge. Of course, children need real human playmate interaction outside in the real world. That will not be prevented or excused, but for children and parents that want their child to be close to them, safe at home, under their supervision, even when they go outside to the park to play, they can choose the homeschool full program legally. The rest of the kids will just play the game after school as much as they want. By doing so, will be able to double their school hours and advance twice as fast if they want. I want to remind you, computer and PlayStation games will always be there, and they will always promote unrealistic of violence and entertaining but not educational nonsense, and children will feed their brain from whatever is in the market in store anyway, so this idea will be a much better choice for parents to give their children for life. You can continue making endless discoveries from this invention, and being and building on top of this idea, just like the How Everything Works Visual Computer Encyclopedia, as a separate project that will be incorporated into the real-life game console as well, constantly improving and upgrading versions of itself, by the adults working in that industry. It will teach of them everything. Computer game design, engineering, arts, every science in the world, every plant in the world, and eventually the game will replicate all the known real-world locations, as in Google Maps satellite view, only a computer graphics version of it. This way people will also know what to expect from any place they want to travel to, and will be able to choose much better any destination in the world, and learn it by heart before they even get there, because they've just been there in the game world. So much so that eventually you will have the entire world playing the game and having a virtual self like sim in the game world that they spend as much time in, as in the real world, maybe even much more depending on their success in the real life and physical health and desires and human interaction level. Anyway, if people did not live up to their dream potential in the real world, they will still be able to do so in the virtual world. Some will get much better results in the real world. I guess the difference is in between the characters of people, introverts and extraverts. Anyway, it will be so comforting to have the chance to do so, to experience another you in another real-like world, that people will get so much attached to their character in the game, at least as much as they do to their cell phone and Facebook today. Much more probably. And thus, if we stretch our imagination a little further, we will understand it was always meant to be. Humans will feel best when they will create their own virtual world for half of their time, because one physically limited life in difficult circumstantial conditions is not rewarding enough. Moreover, some people will have greater opportunities to earn a real money through the virtual game than they do in real life. Such endeavors will be endlessly thought of, just like people have nearly thought about anything they can sell and make money from in the real world today already. Of course, now you understand this game will be more than just a CD in a console. Rather a giant storage online console specially designed for this one and only game. Then another interesting question and debate enters into the game. At first, many characters will be computer sims. In the future, all of them will be replaced by real people playing the game. Those people, first of all, have to look like their real self, which will be photographed and input digitally automatically on their one and only sim. Second of all, we have to remember people in the game will be as in real life, male and female, that will have the possibility to find different spouses than they do in real life. Will that cause envy and be considered infidelity? Will it cause it in some cases if the game couples will like each other more than they do their real couples, and decide to meet in real life? So it will also be a dating service. Anyway, that's just the way life goes. And although I may be a few years ahead in my thinking, this idea will be invented sooner or later anyway. It is part of the process of human evolution. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about 3D, 4D, virtual reality helmet or anything like that, because that's damaging to the eyes. Just a modest console game on an old-fashioned TV screen, better yet with the big glass boxes to have some depth perception. The funniest thing is the best games I can remember are PlayStation 1 games. Tekken 3, Siphon Filter 123. Crash Bandicoot. And the best graphics was when you saw the differences between the computer world and the real world, because that fooled the brain even more. This is a real virtual world you're playing in. Just a thought. Therefore, when the entire project is completed, fully running and operational, people will educate themselves as children on it, grow up on it, and live their entire life with it as a companion, a friend, a social activity, as the most natural and normal thing for them to do, that they may not even think about how strange it is to live half your life playing a PlayStation game, because it will be a natural continuation of the possibilities of life, a normal, socially accepted worldwide activity. Inside an exact replication of the real world, much more interesting than their real life, because they will be able to climb cities using parkour, travel to different countries they would not travel so easily to with their real body, and basically do whatever they want all the time after having enough money to have enough free time to do so. They will get so much used to it from the smallest age they can remember that it will truly bring a great benefit and fill a great void and educational and friendship need for every person in the future. To infinity the movies, the sports game and war game. What would happen if you combine the movies Mortal Kombat, Dragon Ball Z, The Matrix, The Terminator, Universal Soldier, Star Wars, with the revelation of Jesus Christ? You would have a Star Wars of multidimensional, angelic, and alien races, in many realms and planets including this one. The evil ones have an agenda of global domination in the spiritual world as well. The good side is trying to fight off the Shitori, Anunnaki, demons, and ghosts. Then you have the hero character gradually acquiring supernatural powers, becoming a master, and learning powers of flight, manifestation, mastering the elements, and becoming in contact with the good forces by channeling. The evil forces create armies of robots, androids, and genetically manipulated creatures, half animal, half man, half machine, and subjugating the human race to bow down before them and their master. There are teleportation portals and wormholes leading to different places all over if the multi-dimensional universe used in the series. There is an all-out war with spaceships across the universe between the two sides. I see it all in my head. It is very hard to describe in writing, but use your imagination. Supernatural powers and creatures, alien technology, robots and biomechanical androids, a multiplanetary universal and multidimensional Star Wars type of battle, genetically modified creatures, heaven and hell fighting the Battle of Armageddon. All the cards are on the table, the rabbit is out of the hat, and everything humanity feared will be destroyed by all the good angelic powers in this series in the last battle of good versus evil, as represented by Satan versus Jesus in a full scale revelation, like in the times of Atlantis and Krishna with Vimanas, Merkavas, and like the battle between Moses and Pharaoh, and probably many others, like Zeus and the Titans and all other mythologies coming alive for this battle, giants and Nephilim, fallen angels, the army of God and human hero characters fighting hell unleashed. It would be too big of a project and too unbelievable to put it in a real-life movie to make it worthwhile, so the only way to show it is to make a computer-animated Final Fantasy-style movie /S and PlayStation game /S. All of that happens on a spiritual dimension of the world and the universe. It all starts when an energetic shift takes place in the world and all human beings start acquiring supernatural powers they are gradually becoming more aware of. These are the powers of their soul. They are becoming unbreakable, indestructible, and very powerful in the physical sense as well. They begin having powers of levitation, and flying, instant healing, influential powers of the mind, telekinesis, instant teleportation, remote viewing, contact with angels, and aliens, who are their allies. They can gradually create and manifest their imaginations in physical matter from thin air, shoot energy balls, control nature and the elements, and alike. Then they start seeing the spiritual hidden dimension inside this world, and they realize the dark forces have been fighting their angel protectors alone all this time, fighting off the opposition, to preserve the human way of life. Their wisdom increases very fast, due to the new and upgrading capacity of their thoughts in time, and their connection with their spiritual guides and guardians, and ally forefather humanoid, and human-like alien races. They can communicate with animals, and God. Many of them start seeing and talking to Jesus Christ simultaneously. They can perform miracles, learn and teach the inner science of it, and teach each other how to increase their supernatural powers for good. They start to understand they are in a spiritual war that goes on all the time, and the forces of evil are trying to conquer this world and get into heaven. The humans start helping the angels who are fighting alone all this time. Humans themselves become angelic creatures, and they understand their level of evolution is now merging the spiritual realm with the physical realm. Death is vanquished. Nobody's dying anymore, old people get their youth renewed spontaneously. Dead people rise, and everybody have an everlasting life. Humanity starts developing spaceships to help the war on other planets with other races. And they have the ability to see the spiritual world with inside any physical world on another dimension, and they fight the evil creatures just like the illusions that they are, and each one of them is vanquished and disappears. The worldwide changes in the unification of humanity in spiritual practices elevates the energetic state of the planet to the supernatural level, and all of that process is shown in all of the future multimedia ideas and games that will be created from it. When the battle for the planet become too difficult, Jesus return with his army of angels to finish it. That is the general scenario, but it is much more detailed and specific in the sports game that leads to the war game scenario, and I will explain both of them. The entire scenario occurs in the Infinity sports game world. The movie has to come out second. There are several crucial differences between the sports game and movies and the war game. The sports game has only the ingredients written about it. The war game has supernatural powers and creatures. It can be an online game also, just like the sports game. The statistics from the sports game are saved and can be continued in the war game. Meaning your character's achievements and HEPM. In the war game you get supernatural skill points for every evil creature you kill. And they are level kinds, meaning each race has different amounts of powers and skills, but they come in upgrades in level ups in the whole invasion process. First come the lowest, weakest type of creatures, but they are stronger than any ordinary human. Then when the people beat them, the second wave of the hierarchy comes stronger, better, etc., and so on, and ultimately, because as the humans beat and kill more of them, they improve supernaturally and get skill upgrades of damage, health, abilities, etc. Fittingly, stronger evil creatures invade with time that are more or less as strong as the upgraded humans, until you reach the boss characters like Frieza in Dragon Ball Z, and just like Prince Vegeta gets stronger from every fight, so do we. Because human nature is one that has to fight evil to justify its existence. I am not going to expose whether there's going to be an end to the fighting where you win the game, or are there going to be just constantly more opponents to fight, because in gaming, not in real life, as soon as the fighting stops, the fun stops. Therefore it has to go on in the game as long as we are human. Therefore those who read the book and know after the sports game and the movie there's going to come out the war game, they will save their IP as much as they can as a preparation for the war game, but they can also choose. Meaning it's not codependent. Meaning if you choose to do self-destructive things only for trophies and medals in the sports game after your best high score, the computer system still saves your highest HIPM reached as the checkpoint for that game and for the war game, where you can upload the same point stats to the war game and start playing from there with your best HIPM ever so far. Even if afterwards you decreased from that level and upload your M&T from the latest entry with the best HEPM you've reached ever so far in the sports game and upload it to the war game. The movie, however, is a combination between the two games and moreover something new in itself. Because it can show the sports game city maps world of the most interesting cities for parkour, until technology will enable to play a real world map game. Same in the movie, it is portraying my fantasy gaming world as real, but symbolizing and simulating morals and conclusions regarding our world, but as a fantasy dream world in itself, showing a spiritually perfect world and genetic souls, who just train sports and learn wisdom and develop supernatural powers, love in their families and connectivity with God. Then they encounter an invading opposition out of hell and fight it off gradually, but also showing the before and aftermath in technological terms regarding how the perfectly robotic automated world works in combination with nature, how it is destroyed by war, and how it is rebuilt. The game character isn't the same as in the movie, because in the game your only supernatural power is your endurance. In the war game your supernatural powers develop due to your successions in the game by upgrades gradually getting better and better. In the movie the hero character we will focus on is the sort of messiah of our Son Goku, who is the strongest person and will battle Satan eventually. In the offline mode of the games you are that player. You are the hero, the main character. Of course you can train in the offline mode and upload your player's stats to the online mode too. In the offline war game you start off as in the sports game, but gradually get more supernatural powers than every human around you due to the invasion, unlike the online game where you fight alongside other players who might be stronger than you, For example, shooting laser beams and electricity, lightning bolts and the four elements at incredible speed, force and rate, and flying through the air at different speeds due to each one's level, like a helicopter or plane or spaceship or bird, and doing all kinds of amazing stuff Dragon Ball Z style. So you all see an atmosphere of war, only without guns and bombs, just supernatural being good versus evil like in ancient Hindu stories and paintings. And you as the hero playing character will gradually super exceed and surpass the power of angels and aliens, good or bad, and become the strongest creature ever in the offline game and movie. But the online version is freely open to real-time humanity's growing potential development to master in your own free time. The movie shows also the sports game turning into the war game and ending with good triumphing and peace everlasting. The movie starts at a relatively futuristic point in time for humanity, but when we will get to that point in time we won't experience the game and movies. That is one of the main differences between the games and movies from real life. The movie also concentrates on the life of the main character, as DBZ does on the life of Son Goku even before he knew he was the one. Just a little better than everyone in everything. Then after the invasion starts, he's also just a little better than everyone at killing evil, and rewardingly exponentially so, with supernatural powers, becoming the strongest creature who ever lived and lives forever. It also shows the efforts of all the various creatures in the war, good or bad, as in animals, supernatural beings, angels and aliens. It also shows science, sports, meditation, dreams, having fun, nature, and love. Then there is the aspect which isn't in the game at all, which is the connection between the games, dream world and the real world, as in showing that what happens in our perfect heaven is a result of the same invasion happening on the physical plane in our real world, in famous capital cities and the world-known locations for example, and showing the heavenly creatures as the soul noticing the body's struggle on the physical plane as planet Earth and others begin to be invaded by evilness, and showing a correlation to it happening for real as it really is, to show and warn the worldwide public that on one side it is all fiction, fun and games, but on the other side there's a real element to the story that you have to consider and change in the real world if you don't want the same results as the moral from the movie. The other piece of information that you can take with you from the movie is the image of the perfect world. It will be a computerized model we can all strive to achieve and create in our world to get to heaven's infinity. Infinity, the sports game. For sports, ball game, parkour, martial arts, fitness. A GTA, Watch Dogs, Sleeping Dogs kind of surreal world playing ground in a realistic environment, like Unreal Tournament without guns kind of atmosphere conditions. Like a giant park with most structures for park use, with buildings, a character with supernatural endurance in terms of crashes, fighting and falling. Players could only be beaten and lose fighting points, but people don't work, don't have guns, but do drive cars and bikes and have only realistic parkour and martial arts moves. Tekken 3 was the best example of, and if possible those exact characters with those exact moves and more will be played, but only the realistic male ones, because I don't support female fights and violence. Never liked it in games neither. Visual camera distance will be implemented in fights, and will return to aerial view afterwards. Besides, of course, there will be a standard character we will create who will have all the moves I show in my video library. That character will be editable as in Sims, so you can make him look as much as yourself as possible, so that there would be a realistic difference between characters design yours, so that players will know if they recognize you or not. But once you do, you cannot change or build another one with your user. Different clothes you will have to find hidden in the game. There will be plenty of them, and then you could switch wardrobes. It will also serve as a disguise from repeating bullies. You have to earn it by finding it. They can pick fights with anyone at any time, and so is with the ball game and parkour and fitness, because every city is entirely rooftops climbable like Infamous, but more park suitable, and is built for park like a giant parkour park city with an online multiplayer feature, which is the main realistic fun part of the game. But it combines also computer players with no distinction, so that nobody can tell whether he or she's fighting or playing the ball game right now against a computer or a human. And all start the same with the same level and only gain endurance, sort of health meter decrease or increase points, and there is a catch tag option in parkour style where if you punch or kick equals tag someone and run away climbing, it means you wanna play catch with him or her, and a light sign lights up above your head and the person who tagged hit you or the one you tagged and ran away from, and it's turned off after a few seconds of no response, no interaction, if no chase has begun, which means you or s/he don't want to play park catch with him or her right now. but if you both play your signs styled so it will be easy to identify who we were playing with, maybe a short name sign light as well. So that these are the main principles of the game, but you don't lose points if you got run over by a car, but the one who is in control of the vehicle gets a lot of animosity towards him or her from the computer and human players that are gonna purposefully crash drive into his car, chase him, take him out of the car and beat him or her up, even multiple people at once if he or she hit many people or crash drive or run over others, or if a player runs in the street and just tags many people at once. Most likely many people are going to come after him and beat him up. W.
Ellis countermeasures.
The walls have fallen. The games, the films, they are no longer reflections, but foundations of our new reality.
Great combo. Artifact collected. Plus 1,000 money points.
Superb acrobatic. 200 points awarded. Superpower unlocked. Take them!
You can't keep up with this speed! Think again. My combo bonus just activated. Don't forget about me up here.
Incredible parkour from the assassin, chaining that combo into a devastating super ability knockout. Start. Barrier. Critical hit. KO.
The tournament heats up on the rooftops. A spectacular display of parkour and martial arts.
You think that little trick will stop me? Let's see you dodge this.
You can't keep up with the flow.
Try the beam defense next time.
I'm taking that high ground. It's over. You can't keep up with the flow.
Try the beam defense next time.
I'm taking that high ground. It's over.
Incredible parkour into combat. The energy beam is blocked, but the teleportation secures a freestyle bonus of 100 points.
What a sequence of moves from the challenger. Dodging the water whip for a massive point gain.
I'm taking the high ground. Cover me.
Watch out for the Elder. He's got the air boost.
Got him. Keep pushing the objective.
Unbelievable speed from the leader, and look at the fight below. Kyle just scored a huge knockout with that power punch.
Combo breaker. 200 points awarded. You're wide open, rookie. Better luck next round.
Incredible combo, securing the victory point. What a performance in the Urban Jungle Tournament. Look at that freestyle combo. The points are racking up fast. He's securing the victory in the Urban Jungle Zone. He's scaling the vines now, going for the high ground. A beautiful backflip into a wall run. The teleportation combo connects. That's huge points on the board.
Freestyle combo. Plus 100 points.
Strike combo. Victory.
Plus 500 points. Player select.
A spectacular display of acrobatics and martial arts. That's a 500-point combination bonus, and the win goes to our current leader. Using natural powers to dominate the urban jungle. A flawless victory, securing maximum points in the tournament.
先放松一下，然后是时候迎接挑战了。
Reward grand. Your grade is A+. Financial bonus added. Explore the solar system exhibit for extra credit. Incredible parkour execution. ISWL action rewarded. Grade A double plus. Total score 5,000.
Target in sight. Preparing to launch the final shot. "是时候结束这一切了。 Target in sight. Preparing to launch the final shot. "是时候结束这一切了。
Incredible parkour execution. ISWL action rewarded. Grade A double plus. Total score 5,000. Reward grand. Your grade is A+. Financial bonus added. Explore the solar system exhibit for extra credit.
"是时候结束这一切了。
Incredible parkour execution. ISWL action rewarded. Grade A double plus. Total score 5,000.
"先放松一下，然后是时候迎接挑战了。 Target in sight. Preparing to launch the final shot.
Incredible parkour by the challenger. A 10-hit combo followed by a flawless teleportation. That's another magic point victory. victory. 500 points to the winner of this round. Excellent combo. Excellent combo. Using natural powers to dominate the urban jungle. A flawless victory, securing maximum points in the tournament. A spectacular display of acrobatics and martial arts. That's a 500-point combination bonus, and the win goes to our current leader.
Freestyle combo, plus 100 points.
Strike combo, victory!
Plus 500 points. Player select.
He's scaling the vines now, going for the high ground. A beautiful backflip into a wall run. The teleportation combo connects, that's huge points on the board. Look at that freestyle combo. The points are racking up fast. He's securing the victory in the urban jungle zone. Incredible combo, securing the victory point. What a performance in the urban jungle tournament.
Combo breaker. 200 points awarded. You're wide open, rookie. Better luck next round.
Unbelievable speed from the leader, and look at the fight below. Kyle just scored a huge knockout with that power punch.
I'm taking the high ground. Cover me.
Watch out for the Elder, he's got the air boost.
Got him. Keep pushing the objective.
What a sequence of moves from the challenger. Dodging the water whip for a massive point gain.
Incredible parkour into combat. The energy beam is blocked, but the teleportation secures a freestyle bonus of 100 points.
You can't keep up with the flow.
Try the beam defense next time.
I'm taking that high ground, it's over.
Incredible parkour from the assassin, chaining that combo into a devastating super ability knockout.
Start. Barrier. Critical hit. KO.
The tournament heats up on the rooftops. A spectacular display of parkour and martial arts.
You think that little trick will stop me? Let's see you dodge this.
Great combo. Artifact collected. Plus 1,000 money points.
Superb acrobatic. 200 points awarded. Superpower unlocked. Take them.
You can't keep up with this speed. Think again. My combo bonus just activated. Don't forget about me up here.
Incredible parkour from the assassin, chaining that combo into a devastating super ability knockout.
Start. Barrier. Critical hit. KO.
The tournament heats up on the rooftops. A spectacular display of parkour and martial arts.
You think that little trick will stop me? Let's see you dodge this.
You can't keep up with the flow.
Try the beam defense next time.
I'm taking that high ground, it's over. You can't keep up with the flow.
Try the beam defense next time.
I'm taking that high ground, it's over.
Incredible parkour into combat. The energy beam is blocked, but the teleportation secures a freestyle bonus of 100 points.
What a sequence of moves from the challenger. Dodging the water whip for a massive point gain.
I'm taking the high ground. Cover me.
Watch out for the Elder, he's got the air boost!
Got him! Keep pushing the objective!
Unbelievable speed from the leader, and look at the fight below. Kyle just scored a huge knockout with that power punch.
Combo breaker. 200 points awarded. You're wide open, rookie. Better luck next round.
Incredible combo, securing the victory point. What a performance in the Urban Jungle Tournament. Look at that freestyle combo. The points are racking up fast. He's securing the victory in the Urban Jungle Zone. He's scaling the vines now, going for the high ground. A beautiful backflip into a wall run. The teleportation combo connects. That's huge points on the board.
Freestyle combo, plus 100 points.
Strike combo, victory.
Plus 500 points. Player select.
A spectacular display of acrobatics and martial arts. That's a 500-point combination bonus, and the win goes to our current leader. Using natural powers to dominate the urban jungle. A flawless victory, securing maximum points in the tournament.
Great combo. Artifact collected. Plus 1,000 money points.
Superb acrobatic. 200 points awarded. Superpower unlocked. Take them!
You can't keep up with this speed! Think again. My combo bonus just activated. Don't forget about me up here.
Incredible parkour from the assassin, chaining that combo into a devastating super ability knockout.
Start. Barrier. Critical hit. KO.
The tournament heats up on the rooftops. A spectacular display of parkour and martial arts.
You think that little trick will stop me? Let's see you dodge this.
You can't keep up with the flow.
Try the beam defense next time.
I'm taking that high ground, it's over. You can't keep up with the flow.
Try the beam defense next time.
I'm taking that high ground, it's over.
Incredible parkour into combat. The energy beam is blocked, but the teleportation secures a freestyle bonus of 100 points.
What a sequence of moves from the challenger. Dodging the water whip for a massive point gain.
I'm taking the high ground. Cover me.
Watch out for the Elder, he's got the air boost.
Got him. Keep pushing the objective.
Unbelievable speed from the leader, and look at the fight below. Kyle just scored a huge knockout with that power punch.
Combo breaker. 200 points awarded. You're wide open, rookie. Better luck next round.
Incredible combo, securing the victory point. What a performance in the Urban Jungle Tournament. Look at that freestyle combo. The points are racking up fast. He's securing the victory in the Urban Jungle Zone. He's scaling the vines now, going for the high ground. A beautiful backflip into a wall run. The teleportation combo connects. That's huge points on the board.
Freestyle combo, plus 100 points.
Strike combo, victory.
Plus 500 points. Player select.
spectacular display of acrobatics and martial arts. That's a 500-point combination bonus, and the win goes to our current leader. Using natural powers to dominate the urban jungle. A flawless victory, securing maximum points in the tournament. Excellent combo. Excellent combo. Points victory. 500 points to the winner of this round. Incredible parkour by the challenger. A 10-hit combo followed by a flawless teleportation. That's another magic point victory. Legion, androids, aliens, monsters. They are your obstacles. Every fight is a lesson. Every victory is an evolution.
Target in sight. Preparing to launch the final shot. Target in sight. Preparing to launch the final shot.
Incredible parkour from the assassin, chaining that combo into a devastating super ability knockout.
Reward grand. Your grade is A+. Financial bonus added. Explore the solar system exhibit for extra credit.
Movement is power. Flow is reward.
Incredible parkour into combat. The energy beam is blocked, but the teleportation secures a freestyle bonus of 100 points.
What a sequence of moves from the challenger. Dodging the water whip for a massive point gain.
Freestyle combo, plus 100 points.
Strike combo. Victory.
Plus 500 points. Player select. Great combo. Artifact collected. Plus 1,000 money points.
Points victory. 500 points to the winner of this round.
Activated the Jose Matrix for a
Start. Barrier. Critical hit. KO.